MNC is MNC. He gon' rack it up, get your game on, and he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, custom gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike, mooch and crap. And crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's MNC, it's MNC, it's mooch and crap. It's mooch and crap. MMC is back. MNC is back. It's back. It's back. And y'all already know.
Welcome to the MNC show, and we are live.
Live. That's right. We're doing it live. And,
live.
Yeah. Hey, so we're live, and we're doing a special Monday version. Good news is I did get a notification for this show. So, hey, that's some good news. As you guys know, yesterday we had a terrible time. We were trying to do the show, and it didn't work out so well. It was Sully.
It was on my end. It was the weather on my end. So, yeah, sorry, guys.
So apparently, Sully had some kind of issue with the which happened, Sully. Like, that's happened to me before, too, right?
That was the weather. That was all weather right there. I had no control over it, so... Yeah.
So you take that, Sully. Take that. So yeah, we have that, and you know there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. But I want to introduce the man himself, Mooch. What's going on, man? How's it going, man? Did you have a good? Well, I guess it's Memorial Weekend, but did you have a good Sunday?
It wasn't bad, Crap, to be honest with you. I streamed a little bit, played that a Plague Tale, and I'll tell you something, Crap. It's an interesting little diversion from our usual games we're playing. I'm enjoying it, but it was a nice Sunday. Got a great holiday still going on right now, and a lot of news broke in the past 24 hours as far as leaks. So, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, myself personally, Crap, I think I'm a little more excited about these leaks than maybe you are, but maybe you are as well. I don't know. These are two games that I said one's intrigued me and one is in my top 3 of all time.
Well,
so
The Last of Us launching this fall would be huge, right? Like all of a sudden what goes from people saying that the PlayStation doesn't have any games goes to having, probably maybe could be the game of the generation, according to many, I'm sure.
Agreed.
So that would be huge. And it makes a lot of sense for them to kick that out. You're going to sell a lot of PS4s because I think they're also going to announce the PS4 Super Slim for $199.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the way to do it. You get a $199 console out there with a disc drive, and it's $50 cheaper than the Microsoft discless one. I think that's going to be huge for Sony. They've got a ton of great games. It's a legacy console, but they've also got new games coming. You got Medieval remake coming. You've got Last of Us. You got Death Stranding, which there's going to be a new trailer for that coming out. You've got Ghost of Tsushima. You've got a back catalog that looks phenomenal. You got Spider-Man, God of War, a lot of games to play. Just games, man. It's great. I mean, what do you think about these things? I know, are you sold? Are you sold on the Last of Us one yet?
That one there, I want to be sold on it, Crap. I really do. There's nobody who wants The Last of Us 2 to come out more than I. And this fall, to be honest with you, Gears is going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to Gears of War 5, but at the same time, I'm really that would make my 2019. However, I feel like why wouldn't they just follow what they did with the original and have it come out in spring of 2020 and really kill it? Because Microsoft's going to wait to have their big banger come out in 2020 with Halo Infinite and maybe a couple other surprises at the launch of the Anaconda. So you've got the entire rest of the year to capitalize on, as you just said, could be game of the generation in The Last of Us 2. right? So why go ahead and put The Last of Us 2 against another Call of Duty, Gears 5, another whatever, Battlefield will do something. You'll have this, you'll have that. It just Destiny Season 3. Why have all that, or Year 3, pardon me. Why have all of that coming up and go up against that? You don't need that. You can own 2020 for the most part if you release The Last of Us 2 in April, May of 2020. It just seems like a no-brainer to me. So that there, I welcome and embrace that rumor. But at the same time, I have no problem waiting until spring of next year and enjoying the rest of the summer with what I hope is not only one of the greatest stories in single player for this generation, but also probably one of my most secret, best multiplayers of all time. And I got news for you, Crap. That's something I'm going to drag you back into. Once they announce the release date, if it happens to be this year, I really would like to get this summer going and try to do a lot of tournaments and things like that, or whatever, just a lot of streaming on the multiplayer of the original The Last of Us. It's a great multiplayer. That's something you never hear come out of the Sony camp.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm interested to see how that kind of turns out for them. I think obviously that's going to be a Game of the Year contender. Imagine this.
Absolutely.
They have that come out and it's as good as people think it is. And then you have back-to-back years where you had God of War and then Last of Us 2, and they could possibly win back-to-back Game of the Year. Like that would be incredible, and I think that's really cool. What about the Death Stranding stuff? Are you still sold on any of that, or no?
That's a tough one, Crap.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm going to use the same word, and I apologize to everybody if you're a little bored by it because I can't really change my opinion. I'm still ultra intrigued, and you're probably saying, "How the hell are you intrigued?" The reason I'm still into it is with Norman Reedus, whatever I can't remember the Del Toro, the director, the Hollywood director that's involved with this with Kojima, and you're just seeing a lot of people that are in the gaming world saying they've seen it now, they've seen a little bit more behind the scenes, and they keep saying, "Wow, we can't talk about it, but wow, you're really going to be blown away." I don't think this is going to be a walking simulator. I think this is probably going to be a little bit more on the artsy side, and you're probably saying, "What does that mean?" It means you're going to have to go into this. This is not going to be a plot like a Bruce Willis movie, okay? This isn't guy comes in, bad guys walk stage left, good guy chases
Welcome to the party,
scene.
pal. Yeah,
here we go. Take your socks off and rub your feet on the rug. It'll help you out. No, that's not like that.
Yeah.
Okay? This is not going to be like that. This is going to be a little bit more creative. You're going to have to kind of sink your teeth into the story. You might have to actually stick around for 10, 12 hours to get the gist of it, Crap. So, to be honest with you, since we have so many games, and shout out to the people that are enjoying Rage 2. I'm personally waiting for that game to kind of hit the sale bin or possibly Game Pass, right? That being said, that's a game that looks like #fun, but that's a game that you're not going to be wowed or surprised by. It's just go in there, shoot them dead, go through the motions, finish the game. You're going to get wowed with a couple of explosions in the beginning, and after that, it just tapers off. This is a game in Death Stranding where you've really got to kind of put your seatbelt on, get yourself a large drink and something to eat. It's going to be a while, Crap.
Yeah.
You're not going to tune in for an hour and be like, "Oh, I get it." It's not going to happen like that.
Yeah, that's so Sony though, right? It seems like a lot of times this generation, not to knock Microsoft, but Sony seems like they're a couple steps ahead of Microsoft a lot of the time. And, I just, for me personally, I just think that it's really just they know how to do it. You know what I mean? They know how to get this stuff done, get the games out there. Right when Microsoft is like, "Hey, we got some great stuff," and then Sony's like, "Wait, don't move so fast. We've got this other stuff that we've already announced," which Sony did confirm that those aren't going to be PS5 exclusives. That's not saying they won't release on the PS5 too down the road or whatever. But, they did confirm that they're PS4 games. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's, a lot of people were suggesting that maybe those were going to release on PS5 only. I knew it doesn't make much sense because your install base is the PS4, right? And maybe they might not even release it on PS5 fully, because they're saying backwards compatibility is going to be a huge thing. Now, all of a sudden, Mooch, backwards compatibility is a big deal to Sony. Do you think that's a little bit hypocritical? And especially that and also EA Access they folded on. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because for me, you spend almost the last two generations because they cut backwards compatibility off on the PS3 very early, right? They took that out. And this generation, they spent almost the entire generation saying it's pointless. Nobody wants it. Who would play it? And now they're like, it's a big deal next gen going forward. Like, what do you think about that?
Well, I'll tell you right now, I think we got to stop with this whole, everybody holds everybody to one word, one sentence. They record it. That's it.
Depends on
right?
Sony
said this and that's that. Well, I don't know if anybody else seems to be paying attention, but technology is moving at the speed of light, okay? And people's opinions are changing at the speed of light. And let me give you one other instance that you can kind of throw into the pot here is if you've got new gamers coming up through the ranks every day. I've said this all the time. There's going to be new people to new platforms. There's new gamers to new YouTube channels. There's new everything going on every day that we're unaware of. It's not just put your blinders on and this is the way things are. So when backwards compatibility became a thing, and you guys all know this, for me personally, I think it's a great option. We're in the generation of options. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Great.
But crap.
Great.
You know, everything's great, right? But the thing about it is that it's not for me. I personally don't play a lot of older games from 360 or the original Xbox. I also don't play PS2 games. I don't play a lot of PS3 games. I don't. Now, the one instance where you say The Last of Us remastered, absolutely for PS4 to get back into that before The Last of Us 2 comes out. And I've done a few things like that with Halo, etc. for Xbox. But I mean, to say that it's hypocritical, I don't think so. Because I think when Sony made those comments, to them personally, they were seeing certain numbers coming through on their own platform and people playing PS Now, and they saw that the drive wasn't there. But that was 2 years ago plus. So times change, people change, impressions change. And now with technology moving so fast, it's allowing us to be able to have these what is it there when you actually can have the it's doing whatever. It's emulating the 360. Okay. So you have these emulators out there that are allowing us to play older games at an easier, there's an easier ability, whether it be on the console of choice. Look at Nintendo right now, crap. The Nintendo Switch is capitalizing on old games. And you're speaking of old and busted, a harmonica.
I was just doing that during your speech, dude. Don't even worry about it.
No.
Hey, what's up, everybody in the chat? Nice to see you. We got so many good people, man. We got Xbot, we got Pac-Man, LG Nemesis.
You guys are great.
Yeah, please share out the stream, man, to social media, all that kind of stuff, like it and whatnot. Like,
yes, sir.
When we do these ones, for some reason, it like doesn't say the show's going to start until a certain time, and so it sometimes doesn't send out a notification. But yeah. If you guys are watching, then hey, please send it out. We're doing this show. Hey, happy Memorial Day to everybody.
Yes.
What a great time. You know what I mean? This is a time when we pay thanks to the people that have given the ultimate sacrifice to make America great. And I think that's amazing. And I really, it's one of my favorite holidays.
Yes.
Even though I'm like kind of a workaholic, I usually take that day off, like from my main job and things like that. So yeah, just to everybody that's done that, and if you're serving or whatever, really appreciate it. Hey, we got James 176 in there as well. Hey, we're closing in on E3, you guys. To slightly change the topic, we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. We're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be doing coverage pre, during, after, all that kind of stuff. So we kind of want to get that ingrained in your guys' heads right now. We're gonna have bits and skits. If you guys want to call in, please do so and leave some voice messages. How do you get in touch with us, Sully? How do you do that, man?
Well, you go on to Skype, you search MC Space Show, and click on the MC Space Show with the lower capital, the lower capital letters. So because there's 2 MC shows on there, like someone tried to impersonate us, so people keep on going to that one. So
oh really?
Yeah, there's another
that's
one.
Great.
That's not great. No,
that's great.
I've been routing people to our profile to call. So, but yeah, I'll put it out there. I'll keep on putting it out there. So,
okay.
That's awesome. Yeah,
well,
like I said, Crap was mentioned. We're gonna have a great E3. E3 is gonna be a great showing day. Honestly, Microsoft's gonna have what's rumored to be about 2 hours on stage, which is fantastic. And then we're gonna have a pre-show, a live reactions here, and then a post-show. And we'll be doing giveaways throughout the entire day on all 3 of those shows. So we'll have a commercial, little ad coming up soon to let you guys know about that. But very excited for E3, Crap. I mean, E3 is going to be loaded. I really hope that they take advantage of this, right? This is something we were kind of discussing in small tidbits yesterday. Microsoft really has to come out swinging, don't you think?
Microsoft has to come out swinging. They have to come out, and they can't really have any lulls or too many lulls, in my opinion, right? You've got to, what I mean by that is you can't have, okay, here's Halo, and here's this, and here's Minecraft. You know, like I in my opinion, you can't. You know, here's 10 indie games, right? Like I get that there's people that like indie games. I like some, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see those up on the E3. Like you have the after shows and stuff,
Yes.
To me, it's like those would be much better suited when you got that the one girl who hates the misogynist girl. She's going to be doing interviews and stuff like that, right? Julia Hardy or whatever her name is, right? So you've got plenty of people to talk about these stuff and to interview people and things like that. So to me, that's when it makes the most sense to kind of do that stuff. So save the stage for your big heavy hitters. We've had enough of the indie stuff and all that kind of stuff previous years or whatever.
I don't think crap. Listen, here's the thing. I think a lot of people are probably saying, I agree with you. The thing about it though, is that there's the indie, they're not going to let that go. ID at Xbox is a major part of their path forward. And Chris Charla, AKA the guy from Men in Black 2, you can't get rid of the fact that he's built something massive and he's got a relationship with a lot of developers. So let me put it this way. I know what you're saying. Let's cut I would normally say cut the Minecraft stuff down a bit, but with Minecraft Earth coming out, crap, you're going to be lucky if you get only the 10 minutes.
I mean, that's a mobile phone thing. Come on, man. Let's not talk about that at E3. That's like a big hardcore gaming show.
Listen, again, this is not me defending it. I'm just trying to get everybody prepared and ready for what could very well be a few 10 to 12 minute breaks where hardcore console fans may want to step away and catch a refreshing drink or make a sandwich, because you're going to have a part of Minecraft Earth. I think you're going to get a large chunk of xCloud. Okay, and then you're going to have a series of events that are related to the PC and the UI and how things are progressing with that front. And that's why I think they're extending it. Because think about it. If we had an hour and a half the past few years, right, and it really was pretty much console stuff, except for the Minecraft. Well, even Minecraft was console stuff. Okay, now you're adding xCloud, you're adding hardware, you're adding PC as Xbox, Xbox is PC, right? Those three things would kind of make sense for the extra 20, 25 minutes. The good news is they're not cutting out your console information, crap. You're still getting your hour and a half of console information, but that extra 30 minutes, in my personal opinion, I have no evidence of this. It's just a talk show. I'm just giving my opinion. My opinion on it is that extra 30 minutes is to account for the PC, xCloud, and Minecraft Earth portion of the show. So it's not necessarily a lose-lose, but for all you guys thinking the extra 30 minutes is just more games for the console, I'm not sure if that's really what this is. I think you're still getting your hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes dedicated to that. And this newfound 30 minutes is for Microsoft to say, hey, look, we don't want to take away from the console space, so we're going to give you 25 extra minutes in these new categories we want to build.
It's funny. I don't expect a whole lot of surprises. I know that might shock some people. I think they're going to have a very solid E3 anyway.
Right.
But I just think that at the end of the day, it's not going to be a ton of surprises, right? Look, Ninja Theory already went ahead and trademarked Bleeding Edge. We know that's coming. Fable 4 apparently leaked on Mixer or something.
Right.
I don't know if you saw that, right?
Yeah, it was on Mixer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Mixer, but that leaked.
So check this out. Fable 4, man, I just came across my.
Go ahead, crap.
Fable 4 may have been leaked thanks to Mixer on Xbox One. Fable 4 has not been officially announced yet by Microsoft, despite it being something of an open secret. But although there's still some people that don't believe it's Fable 4, but I 100%. Mooch, how long have I been saying this is Fable 4? Like forever.
It's been a day and a year, to be honest with you.
But thanks to a new listing on Mixer and Microsoft-owned streaming service, we might have our first look at confirmation. When you search for games to say you're streaming on Mixer, Fable 4 is listed as an option. It's not a fan-made listing, by the way. It's Microsoft's own listing. The fact that it isn't all that surprising is because it's been pretty clear that Forza Horizon developers, Playground Games, have been tasked with making a new Fable game for Xbox. Weird that it's called Fable 4, though, in my opinion.
Well, that would be interesting, because I thought that, gamers, not myself included, because I'm not a huge Fable fan, I was more looking forward to a Fable reboot, making it more dark and mysterious. Even I understand it had a dark side to it, but it was, the dark side was buried behind like an episode of the Smurfs. Like I want something where it's a little bit, let's get a little bit more dark and decrepit here. I like that. That's what I think people want to see. With a cartoony atmosphere, that would be something that's riveting. So Fable 4, not being a reboot, crap, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they
could just have it as a placeholder. I tend to think that maybe it'll be a reboot.
I think it would do them a lot of justice to do a reboot in that particular category. I don't think that's the same that should be for everything that gets a situation like this. But I think that Fable needed a reboot to introduce it to some new, new customers.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I actually love, like I said, most people that know me know that I love Fable. Fable 2 and Fable 3. Fable 2 was the best one, but Fable 3, they rushed it out, I think in only like 2 years' time or something like that.
Right.
It took a couple steps back. I still loved it. I thought it was an amazing game. I just think that you have to take a step back, take your time with it, and I'm okay with doing it slightly upgrade, but you got to keep it Fable. And I feel like what Playground Games is going to do is just like what Coalition did with Gears, just like 343 did with Halo, show you could do that before you make too many changes, right? You got to prove yourself to the masses first.
That's right.
In my opinion, that's what you got to do. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Is I just want to see something on it. So again, my whole point was we're not seeing a whole shit ton of surprises, right? In my opinion, right? So Bleeding Edge wouldn't be a surprise to me. Fable wouldn't be a surprise to me. Perfect Dark wouldn't be a surprise to me, right? We're going to see Halo. We're going to see Gears. We're going to see Gears Tactics. Yeah. So, I mean, do you think we're going to get any kind of surprises?
I think there's going to be one. Now, the level of that surprise, I can't tell you. I don't know. But I would say that I think there's going to be one, I'll say, holy shit moment, crap, to be honest with you. I think you'll have one where you're like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And it could be good or it could be okay. I don't know. But it will certainly swipe the rug out from under your feet, I think. I think they're going to have something, whether that be a new IP from a studio that we didn't expect to see. Maybe we'll finally see a snippet from something from the initiative. Again, I've said this for a long time. We don't have to see gameplay. It doesn't need to be somebody on stage playing with a controller saying, this is what you have coming down the pipe. But even if it's a slight, a 15 to 25 second CGI with a hell of a title, and then have the initiative or somebody come out, Gallagher or any of these other guys that are outspoken on Twitter, come out and actually explain what it is and what it's going to be. Or maybe if it's this massive world, or even if it's something small and how we can experience it and share it through their xCloud or their future thoughts and process through the Microsoft game studios, and see how that's going to kind of all come to fruition. That's what I'm hoping for, is that one wow factor. It may not be the game you like, but I think it'll be something that we don't see coming. So they need that. I think they truly need that.
Yeah. I think so too. Look, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, like this article that I'm reading even talks about it.
Yeah.
It's like it's been so long since Fable 3. Even if it's Fable 4, it's probably going to be nothing short of a reboot anyway. Because Fable 3 came out in 2010. So think about that. Yeah. So
right. No, I could see that. I could definitely see that, to be honest with you.
So, Sully, are you a Fable fan?
Yes, I am. I am a Fable. I like 1 and 2. 3 I didn't care for, but 1 and 2 was good for me. So
yeah, I liked all 3 of them. I even kind of like the connect on a little of the story anyway.
Yeah, well, let me ask you guys both a question here. What do you guys think about this? Now, they're rumored to be in depth about the specs of the Anaconda and Lockhart. First of all, do you think they're going to get into the power numbers? And secondly, do you think that how much time should they take up on hardware that we're not going to have in our hands for another 14 months? Yeah, 14, longer than a year.
Yeah, I mean
14, 15 months.
I suspect
maybe more.
I suspect we'll hear about sort of like how we did with the Xbox One X, right? Did they mention 6 T-flops, right? Or
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, right? It's a monster.
So. It's
remember?
A monster. Yeah, they remember that Xbox One X reveal, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they're going to be doing something along those lines for sure. I would love to see them come out and go, okay, well, here's what this is going to do. Here's what this is going to do. You have to make it clear what your plans are. I think Microsoft does.
Well, shout out to Shady in the chat. He says 30 seconds of CGI would be trash. This isn't the early 2000s anymore. Shady, I know where you're coming from. I really, truly do. But, if you look back to, what was it, 4 or 5 Nintendo Directs ago, there was a $5 fog machine, and then they flashed up Metroid 4, and there's still people clapping right now. They've actually dragged them away with, like, a cane. They're like, get off the stage, stop clapping. And all they said was Metroid 4. There's people who fainted all around the world. So I'm with you. I want more than that. But realistically, if the initiative comes out, shows a killer 30-second CGI, and then describes what that game is in some detail, that separates it from other games with this absolute dream team of developers, it may be enough. I mean, you don't open with that, but it certainly would be a nice centerpiece. That's my take on it. I get where he's coming from. It's not 2000 anymore. It's not 2005. But let's be honest. When we see a lot of these third-party games on stage, a lot of these are going to be the PC version showing as well. So it is what it is because the games are still in development.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You get what you get.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. Listen. There's enough time in development for this Fable game for them to show something in game. It's been years. It's been years, right? So I started talking about this 2 years ago, right? Yeah. So if I'm talking about it 2 years isn't enough time to come up with 30 seconds of gameplay, I think it's more than enough time. I think we're going to see it for sure this time.
Yeah. Wait. You think what's going to appear? I was just talking to Shady.
We're going to see Fable at E3 this year.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're going to see something. I think they're going to show something Fable. The question is, Crap, we're talking what, 2 years max?
Yeah.
That it's possible Playground Games is working on this title? Would you say 2 years or less?
Yeah. I would say 2021 is when the game's going to come out.
So if it's, that's tricky then, Crap. I almost want to retract my last comment on that. It's 50-50 at best. We know he doesn't like Phil doesn't like to show anything that's 18, even though 24 months. If you're saying 2021, I mean, you're flirting with the high side of that average. So I don't know if you're going to see anything like that. I mean, I don't. That's why I said, even though I do agree with Shady, that's why I said what I said about seeing some sort of a CGI and then having the developer come out and talk to it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, it's going to be nothing more than a PowerPoint presentation for a lot of these games because they're not coming out till 20. We know, Crap, that this year we're getting Gears 5. You know that next year you're going to get Ninja Theory's game and Halo Infinite.
I'm just hoping I want that Gears 5 limited edition, man. And to comment on, let's see, Aaron Spiegel says, Crap, you really lost your faith in Xbox. It seems like you're not excited for anything Xbox related anymore.
I don't see that at all. I think you're
I'm very excited about this E3. I want to see what they have to show. And just because I say they're not going to be a bunch of surprises, that's because of just how you hear things anyway. So I don't see how anybody who listens to our shows regularly would be super surprised and go, holy crap, Fable. Nobody saw that coming, Mooch.
Right.
Right? Like, how could you not see it coming?
Well,
we've been talking about it for 2 years.
That's another discussion, right, or topic that's interesting is if you go back, boy, I'll tell you something. To all you guys that have been with us all these years, you go back to 2014, 2013, 2015. It was a little bit more fun, in my opinion, walking into or watching the live E3 presser from Sony and Microsoft because there were a couple of mystery and keeping things under wraps and one or two. As we get closer and closer to E3 and the next whatever it is, there are 13 days that are remaining, etc. You guys got to understand that these leaks are going to be becoming more and more serious and more steadily. So, yes, you're going to see, let's just make a number up. You'll see 20 items leaked. Now, out of the 20, 5 will be completely farce and have no bearings and won't hold any ground or any water. But 15 of them will actually make its way to the stage in some way, shape, form, or another. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's not – I think what Crap means by there's no surprises is we've all heard a majority of what we're going to see already. People leak everything all the time. So it's not – you know what I'm saying? You're just not seeing those it's very difficult to keep things under wraps. I mean, heck, even hours before last year's – remember we saw – or 2 years ago, we saw what the S was going to look like. That picture got out. Then the price came out from Jeff Keighley on the X. And my point being is it's just very left. There's not much left of the imagination anymore. I think that's what you meant, Crap, by seeing less and less surprises.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, listen, I think that the average person that doesn't listen to podcasts or, pay attention to rumor
they'll
mill
be shocked.
Like that, yeah, they're going to be like, wow, Fable, that's great.
Where'd that come from?
Perfect Dark. Holy crap. I
never
think
saw that coming.
Yeah, like that's fine. I think that there's going to be that. For us, like I said, if you're like one of the people that listens to anybody in the community in terms of these podcasts or whatever, then it's not going to come as a shock to you. It's not going to come as a surprise. But I do think that it is going to be sort of a surprise for people that aren't in the know, right? Microsoft's going to show Fable. I like that. I know they are. What like most people kind of figure that they are.
Right.
I think that what they're going to show is exactly what we've been talking about. They're going to show that Fable 4 or Fable reboot or whatever it is, and people are going to get excited about it. And that's what has me very excited about it. Like, hold on, we got Brandon Bryce with 99 cents.
Hey,
thanks.
That's the way to go.
That is. I get 49 cents of that.
Well, then you're
$19.
You're $19.51 away from getting that Castlevania Anniversary Collection crap.
Yes. Aaron Spiegel says you haven't actually seen any of the games you're talking about. The surprise is literally seeing the finished product. Dude, I'm not going to just randomly celebrate because games can look different from when they show them at first to when they actually launch. So as far as I'm concerned, I get excited when they're good. Look, I've been excited about games before, and they turn out like crap, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, do I need to remind people about Crackdown 3?
Well, Crackdown 3, yeah. Well, this is the thing, crap. The writing was on the wall for that, wasn't it? Let's be honest. I mean, we knew that wasn't going to do well from the get-go.
Yeah.
It already traded hands a bunch of times. It got delayed a bunch of times. So when that came out, I had fun with it. I finished it. I can't believe I did that, actually. I'm not even a...
Yeah, you were a hater on it. You're
I
like,
was.
yeah, there games that never was.
Well, let's be honest. I don't know if I was necessarily wrong. I still got my collar popped. Yeah. Right? So I think I was spot on. I just happened to enjoy it. Never was. I thought it was all right. Listen, that's the thing when it comes down to it. Like I said, I said it in the beginning of the show, crap. I'm playing through A Plague's Tale. And is that a game that Mooch would have played in 2013? No. But let's be honest. I've played through Doom. I've played through Gears. I've played some Halo. I've played some The Last of Us. I've played some of this. I've played some Days Gone, right? I've played the games that are crafting and first person or third person shooter or cover shooter or top down shooter. And now I'm like, all right, listen, every once and again, I don't mind going into a game that's very well made, very polished, and enjoying a story that's interactive. I got to say, the only company that made stories that were interactive that just didn't do it for Mooch was the Telltale games. I just, for some reason, they moved at the speed of snails and the interaction wasn't often enough. Maybe that's a me problem, but I don't think so, considering they're not in business anymore.
Well,
I think a lot of people felt after they played through the original Walking Dead, which was a hit and one game of the year, it was a drastic drop after that. They didn't make things better. So when you play games like A Plague Tale or you play games like Hellblade that have, as you want to say, a lot of walking in it and a lot of puzzles, they have to keep the player intrigued. So what does A Plague Tale do that differentiates it from other games? It's got a crafting system, crap. It's got a loot system in it. You have to walk around and look for items, okay?
Yeah.
And shout out to Sir Galahad. He says, nah, Mooch, Wolf Among Us was fire. Actually, Sir Galahad, I'll give you this. The game itself, The Wolf Among Us, actually was great in the writing. It was fantastic. But the interaction was still the same. It was very slow-paced, walking aimlessly to the left for something that would kind of highlight on the ground. You'd pick it up, and you didn't do anything. So I think it just put people into a coma. It just so happens that Wolf Among Us had the best story written. And bravo to them for that. So I'll give you that. But everything else dropped like a lead balloon.
Yeah, like I said, yeah, exactly. So it's easy to get, I get his point, right? Like, oh, don't be so down on Xbox. Look, Gears, I know is going to be fire because they're all good on some level, right? Like the multiplayer is always good. I'm excited about it. They made some changes. I want to see where it went. That you can get excited about. But no, I don't think anybody can fault me for going, I'm going to wait and see for some of this other stuff because just look at what they've done this generation, right? It just has not been great. And, they have to prove themselves a bit. So that's my opinion. They've got to be able to go out there and prove themselves and show that they can and get this stuff done, in my opinion,
Yeah, and there was a lot of rumors going around this morning, crap. I don't know if you saw it. Again, rumors, leaks, guys, please do not go any further than that with it. It is what it is. It is just a leak. It's a rumor that the Anaconda may be around 11.1 T-flops. And Dual Purpose says the PS5's 13. Dual Purpose, who I know is a big Sony fan. Dual, listen, just if we were to sit there and have a discussion about it, okay, if in fact the Anaconda is 11.1, it would make me think that numbers are all drastically getting reduced across the board. That doesn't mean that the PS5 is 13. I would think if we thought 14, 12, and now we're talking 11, we're probably talking 9 or 10 for the PS5. I think everything comes back at that point, if that's true. I don't even think the 11.1 is true, but if it is, I think they all get scaled back. What do you think, Crap?
Dude, there is no way that the Xbox Anaconda is going to be beaten power by the PS5. That's just not happening.
Yeah, I don't
right?
see it happening.
Maybe there's somebody confused with Lockhart or something, but the Xbox Anaconda is definitely going to be the most powerful console. Now, whether or not that price tag is something people are willing to pay for, that's on us individually.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah, but it's just a fact. Microsoft does not want to be beat in that console space for power anymore, right?
Right.
And that's just the truth of it. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. Yeah, man. Like I think they're going to be very close, within a couple of T-flops of each other either way. But I just don't feel like when you go to the Xbox One X, you're saying they're not even going to double that T-flop power. And I know there's more into it than just that, but they're not even going to double what the X can do. Especially when the X, what did the X do to the original Xbox One? What was like quadruple? It was like 10 times as powerful or something, right? Like it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So or 5, whatever it is. Yeah, like you got to really, for a next gen system, you've got to really go out there and make it shine. And I think that's what Microsoft is going to do.
Shout out to Adam Sharp. He says, "Do you know that for a fact?" Adam, nobody knows anything for a fact. Nobody does. I'm just saying that. I mean, listen, you can kind of see the way that Xbox does its marketing, right, Adam? So Adam, shout out to Adam. He's always very active on Twitter. Adam, you're very aware of what's going on out there. When Microsoft kind of talks about power and this and that, they all know what each other's putting out, right? So I would assume, and it's an assumption.
He says Lockhart rumored at 4.98 T-flops, which I just don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't, it's funny, Crap, because if you go back far enough, what dual purpose is saying isn't necessarily, I originally heard that the Lockhart was going to be weaker than the X, but then rumors came out afterwards that debunked that and said that they're going to be stronger than the X, just weaker than the Anaconda. There's too much stuff all over the place. That's why I say, guys, all I'm saying is this. I'm keeping it very, very, very top level. I'm not getting into numbers. I'm not. I'm saying that whatever the Anaconda was back in the rumor 2 weeks ago was 14 T-flops. The rumor was PS5 is going to be 12 T-flops. So now the rumor is saying Anaconda is 11.1. What I'm saying at that point is the PS5 will be, 9.5, 10.1, 10.3, whatever. I don't know. The numbers are, I'm just saying I do think that Microsoft retains the power crown just because of the way that they're acting on Twitter, the way that they discuss in moving forward. Shout out to the finest.
That guy is on the ball when he
awesome.
sends us. Yeah, he sends us all the information and stuff. And
I didn't watch the AMD keynote, but I did watch one of them. There was a few that you sent. I did watch one in quick, but the thing about it is there's no way that AMD is making something for Sony that Microsoft was unaware of or it completely caught them blindsided. Microsoft's also got something cooking with AMD. So, I mean, they're either both using the exact same chipset or they each have their own thing that's is in their own respected area. Is going to give them the power desired. And I think Microsoft wants to hold that power crown. So
they've already said they will. I mean,
for the most part, I don't see much. Like I said, if you're hearing lower numbers coming from Microsoft, that may be the Lockhart numbers. That may be the Lockhart numbers coming in. Nobody truly knows. I don't think that all these numbers are wrong, but I think the numbers that are being assigned to Anaconda or Lockhart or PS5, I think that's wrong. I think these numbers aren't wrong. I think the numbers are just being placed with the wrong platform, or the wrong console. So we don't know where these numbers are going to end up, but we know that we're somewhere in that area, which I'll be honest with you, Crap, I'm a little bit taken back. If we go from a 14 to an 11, and that is the most, that's shocking in a sense, because I would think that they would have wanted to put more of an emphasis than, like you say, like double the X's power. But then again, maybe they're hearing Sony's going for that $399 price point, Crap, and Microsoft's like, hey, Maybe we should dumb this down a little bit. We don't need to
I
be
think
14.
that's what the Lockhart's for, though.
Right. I
You know,
agree.
so I think, and it's
I
too,
don't know.
they're too locked in with,
It seems it at this point.
yeah, like you can't really change. Like, you know how, like, remember when Microsoft and everybody was like, Microsoft needs to go after Sony at E3, blah, 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 right? And I'm like,
Right.
listen, most of this stuff is so locked in that it really doesn't matter. They don't have enough time to change it. Like by the time Sony announced their PS4, Microsoft couldn't do anything to the Xbox One, right? They were screwed. They lost the power crown. They knew it. There was nothing you could do about it, right? That's just how it was. That's how it is with this kind of stuff. There's very little that you can change that kind of changes anything. Dual Purpose says it's not about that. It's about 20. It's only 25% of the build. The engineering of the other aspects affects you and the CPU. You have Sony is the hardware tech guys. Remember, I get what you're saying, dude, but I don't think that the PS5. The latest rumor I heard was Anaconda damn near 16 T-flops. So I mean, these things get passed around all the time. It's hard to really tell. You know what's what. Which, by the way, guys, thank you guys for joining us on this special day. Memorial Day show that we're doing. We couldn't do it yesterday because of technical issues.
Me.
Yeah,
called the weather.
So yeah,
rural Texas weather. Sorry.
Please like the video though. Share it out. We appreciate it. If maybe we can get over 100 likes, that would be awesome. You know, I'm very excited. We are so closing in on E3, my favorite time of year. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I am very truly excited about what Microsoft has to do. In fact,
it's always exciting, crap.
They've got so much on the line. You know what I mean? Like they absolutely have so much on the line in terms of what they're going to be able to show and get people excited by. This is the year, because next year I think Sony's going to be back, and you've got to have great stuff then too. And I think you will. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah. So you know, I'm checking out some of these different things. Like, what kind of wishful thinking games would you expect Microsoft to, like, if you had to say, I would wish this to happen, but it probably won't. What do you think that would be for Microsoft this E3, like, in your opinion?
You know, it's a great question, crap. And I personally, if I had to say, I don't have a name. Okay. I can't give you a title because we've already got the rumors of the Perfect Darks and the Mech Assault and the Fable and the this and the that, right? There's just so much of that like, I sit there and I say, what I would rather talk about what type of game. And for me, it would be a dark, realistic, whether it be like almost like an espionage, kind of like a James Bond type of game, if you will. Crap. Maybe like that. What was that thing called that was supposed to be done by Black Tusk Studios that got kiboshed?
It looks
Shanghai.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You want to talk about something that it really gets me something where there's crafting, sneaking, almost like a James Bond meets a Splinter Cell, which meets a Hitman, you know, but make it dark, not as that bright not cartoony, but the Hitman came off, the last few of them just looked very bright, and it just didn't look that kind of part. And sometimes I think some of the Splinter Cells are really good at the stealth avenue, but doesn't hit home sometimes on other aspects of gaming. So I guess what I'm looking for is something completely hybrid and made up. You know, something where they go to the drawing board and they pick the best of all situations from a plethora of games and make it so that they can have that crafting, that stealth, that Michael Bay explosion, but at the same time create a new protagonist that is signified with the Xbox, not Xbox console. Okay, they're going Xbox Game Studios, that signifies with them. So you've got your Halo Master Chief, you've got your Marcus Phoenix, and then what do you got? This other character. Bang! Right there is the next MO. So that's what I'm looking for, crap. I'm looking for that type of game, but that new protagonist that can be a new banner can be hung that says, this is our new in line, always part of our fleet.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. Like, we got to see some of what they're going to show off. Just like you say, for their next consoles, man. I feel like they've got to impress some people and get people excited about what they're going to be doing, and I think they're going to do just that. Hopefully, they pay attention to, you know, some of the people's complaints. I'm not saying that everybody's unhappy, but I just feel like there's obviously a contingent of people that are, you know, somewhat unhappy and think that Microsoft need to come out with some new games. I certainly know I feel that way. The Board Game Renegade says Crimson Skies reboot by Rare Air Pirates. I doubt Rare does that. Rare, just from talking with Craig Duncan, which we have, Mooch,
Yes.
it seems like they want to do new stuff only, right? Like they don't want to live off the
I don't
past.
blame them.
Yeah, a lot of those guys that used to work at Rare and do those type of games, they aren't there anymore. So they don't want to do that. Like when we talked to him, he's like, yeah, I could make him do a Conquer,
Right.
And yeah, then at the end of the day, he decided, like not really his thing. That's, wasn't really interested in doing something like that. So I totally get that. I think that yeah, go ahead.
I got to say, and shout out to the finest again, who says Crimson Skies 2, Kotar 3, Crap Mooch. Here's the thing, Crap, okay? We've got Perfect Dark, Fable, Mech Assault, Crimson Skies, Kotar 3. Let's just say they did this for the fan service. Let's say they did this for the fan service. That's the show.
Yeah.
So is everybody just asking for the same games remade? Like, I mean, here's my thing. Let me throw something at the audience here, see if you guys like this. Here's what I'm saying. Give us a splash, okay, of nostalgia. Give us a splash of new IP. And then if you want Perfect Dark redone, Mech Assault redone, Crimson Dragon redone, or Crimson Skies, pardon me. And then you want to have, what's the other one there that we have from the finest? Kotar, okay, Kotar 3. What I'm saying is throughout the year, or when they do their Xbox show, what's that Xbox show they did last year in Mexico? Crap, the
XO,
right? Xbox XO. Have those shows show us some of these reboots. Sprinkle those games in throughout the year. That Sony does that with a lot of their games, right? I know that they're not first-party studios. Somebody was like, "Mooch, they're not first-party studios." I know that, but I mean, when you get like Nioh 2 or you get Yakuza, right? These are games that they don't really take up much time on the E3 stage for them, but they sprinkle them out or they show them at PSX. That's what that's good for. I don't want E3 to be Fable reboot, Perfect Dark reboot, Mech Assault reboot, KOTOR reboot, Crimson Skies reboot. We'll see you guys next year. Thank you. Like, what is that? That's completely what you guys have been playing throughout the days. It's great to sprinkle in some hashtag nostalgia. It's a hell of a drug. You guys know this. But realistically, we got to look forward to something new or take something that is relatively new and add to it. I don't want to just keep going back to these OG games and making a reboot. Otherwise, all we're going to get, if everybody just gets fan service, is literally 2005 reinvented in 2020. I mean, maybe I'm the only one that's like that. I'm saying bring those games back, but sprinkle them out through the year. I don't want to see E3 be that and that alone. That's a lot of stage time if they show all those reboots, Crap.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're going to show too much stage time for reboots. They've got so many third-party stuff to show, like a ton of third-party stuff to show. So I think they're going to showcase a lot of that. I think, we're going to see like the first-party stuff. They're going to acquire they're going to acquire some new studios that they're going to talk about. So I think they're going to have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. I'm just not sure if, like I said, there's going to be a lot of surprises. Now, here is something that sounds pretty good to me. It looks like Gears 5 is going to run at 4K 60 with HDR on the Xbox One X in single player and multiplayer. What's your thoughts on that? Are you surprised that they're able to accomplish that with the Xbox One X?
So, everybody you talk to is claiming that, having the Jaguar and the CPU that we currently have in there, that's a bottleneck and causes issues. Am I surprised after hearing so much of that? Yeah, a bit. The question also is it going to be a lock 60 frames, or is it going to be like there is that other technology that Microsoft's been working on for a very long time that kind of gives that, I'm using the wrong terminology, folks, but it's like a synthetic 60 frames, if you know what I'm saying. Are they going to do it if it's a true lock 60 frames and it's 4K resolution, no checkerboard? I mean, to be honest with you, that's absolutely unbelievable. And that just goes to show you that if a box is in your home currently playing on your 4K TV in 2019 will be putting that out. Just imagine what the Anaconda, the Lockhart, and the PS5 are going to do. Right?
Yeah,
so am I shocked, Crap? A little bit I am, because I thought that this has been something that they would have been kind of, pounding their chest and talking about a little bit earlier, especially since it sounds like a lot of people want to hold on to the X, but if the Lockhart's a little bit more powerful and it's a decent price point and you're getting $200, $250 for a trade-in, the X looks like it's going to be like that lost that lost console that came out for 2 years, and you're like, oh, I remember having that, but then I got a Lockhart because it was better.
Yeah.
Or I got an Anaconda because it was better, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the situation in that camp. So listen, nonetheless, getting back to it, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding crap. I welcome it with open arms.
Hey, I do too, man. I think it's really cool stuff. You know what? I think Microsoft, they're smart for such a dumb company sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do think that they do have some very intelligent ideas and things like that. I just think that sometimes they're a little late to the party with some of the things that they decide to do. And so hopefully they continue to do. Did you see this purple Fortnite Xbox One S limited edition?
I did, and I didn't quite pick up why everybody, I think even you, a lot of people were kind of really excited about it.
I'm not excited. I mean, I think the console looks cool. It's purple, right? I like purple. We got a purple controller. Got Fortnite on there. Yeah. Got 2,000 V-Bucks.
Okay. Woo. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like, in one of those old 1950s, 1960s movies, the guy pulls out the gun, he pulls the trigger, and out comes the word bang. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? I mean, to be honest with you, it seems like something that should have came out about 2 years ago. It's great. I mean, I don't know. I don't see it being that relevant. I don't think it's going to be gangbusters and break down the doors for them in sales. I don't think it'll do terrible because, I mean, listen, Fortnite is still the reigning king when it comes to that genre of type of game. So, hat goes off to those folks. But, I mean, it just seems like a day late and $1 short. I was shocked to see so much positive feed on it. It's literally just purple. If it had some Fortnite characters on the top of it, right, and it came with a custom controller, now you're talking. Now you're talking because you got millions of people playing this game. Okay, that would be something you want to rebrand. Maybe there's a lot of people that still have an Xbox One day one, the fat edition, and their kids really into Fortnite. All of a sudden, you go get an S for a great price, and it's also Fortnite driven. I mean, once they open the box and they put the purple in the shaded area of your entertainment center, it looks like the black console you had there 15 minutes before.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing it. Why not make a dedicated? Listen, Xbox is the chiefs of controllers that are custom.
Yeah.
Why not have a Fortnite custom controller in that bad boy? Now you're talking.
Hey, I agree 100%. Hey, we're finally closing in on almost 300 viewers. Like the show, share it out, all that kind of good stuff. Special Memorial Day show. So, yeah, it looks like this is going to be something they're going to announce. They're saying at their E3 presser or something like that. I don't know if it makes sense. It's $300.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the price point's a bit odd. I don't think you're getting anything you don't already own. There's nothing custom about. I mean, purple. That's fine. It could be purple, but have the llama or whatever that thing is called there on the top. That's like this insignia for it, or have some of the guns on there, or just flat out Fortnite.
Yeah.
Something so that when people come over, especially the younger generation, they're like, oh my God, you got a Fortnite custom console. It's crazy. Like when somebody comes over and sees a purple one, they're going to be like, did you spill paint on it? Like nobody knows what that is. Who's yelling?
Mooch, we all know how you are with these custom consoles anyway. You hate custom consoles.
I don't like them unless there's an actual value necessary for doing it. I got that Spider-Man PS4 crap because I got news for you. All right? I'm going to be able to buy a new car with that when I trade it in.
Yeah, I mean, why the hell not, right?
There's people with Spider-Man tattoos and everything else.
Man, I'm getting old, Mooch. I got a bad sciatic nerve. The pain.
So great.
Sorry. And I got nobody here to rub it for me. Oh my God.
Sorry, shout out to Charging Up Games and Media. Sorry, I'm disappointing you, buddy. Here's a little harmonica piece.
You know what? I'm very excited by what Microsoft has to show. Disappointed that Sony's not going to be there. But what do you think about some of these leaks that we've seen for Microsoft in terms of Mech Assault or some of these old IP? Because I know you're not much of nostalgia. What do you think?
Wait, what's my take on the nostalgia games?
Yeah, like Perfect Dark Reboot or Mech Assault or these type of games.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to hear my shtick on this. This was my whole thing. I really think, personally, I think that I don't know. I think that you want to go and do a Perfect Dark. I say put more money into Recore 2. I think Recore 2 is a game that listen, you don't like ReCore 1. I get it. I didn't think it was great either. But you put a lot of money into it. You've got a great female protagonist. You've got a great backstory. You've got the mechanics that are just, I think, are exquisite. You've got the backdrop and if you will, the set that it takes place in, okay? The environment that, to me personally, looks a lot like the new Star Wars films where Rey was kind of founded, right?
Yeah, don't remind me about these new Star Wars films.
Whatever.
Mooch.
I'm trying to paint a picture for someone that goes, well, Mooch, where are you going with this? I think they have that post-apocalyptic, like that future post-apocalyptic world where things are just devastated. There's machinery in parts all over this sanded area. There's these caverns and caves that have all kinds of different things, to orbs and things to get that make you look at the companions. Crap. People love companions, right? You've got the dog. You've got the big monster that you bring with you. You've got these other things that you can create and go through with you in this world and call upon them to go get things, fetch quests, things like that. My point being is that there's so much to ReCore 2 that can be built on. So when someone's like, bring back Perfect Dark isn't bad, but Perfect Dark was created such a long time ago. That was back when the narrative wasn't developing the way that it is now, right? So nobody really knows Joanna Dark's like past and her history and what's going on and where she should be and why she hasn't been around for 15 years. I think Jewel is the modern futuristic Lara Croft, and I think that's what you can do. You have this IP sitting in your back pocket. Throw 50, 60, 70, 80 million at that. Give that to one of your newly acquired studios. Have them chew on that. That's something that's already got the basis built. Crap, if you're a home builder, I got news for you. It's a lot easier to go in when you've already got a great foundation poured, and then you just build on top of it versus to have to dig and deal with all the issues down sub, whatever it is there, 15, 20 feet down and dealing with all that nonsense. So when you already have a foundation like you do with ReCore, that's something that would get me excited. Why that? And that was, shout out to Shady, who says, if you're getting examples of new IP or things you want to see, give a true example. And I try to do that, and Shady recognized that. So thanks, Shady. I think that, when I gave that example of what Shanghai Ice there, and you also have something here with like ReCore and ReCore 2, those are the types of games that I would truly get excited at and stop my feet and light a match if I saw those coming to fruition. But when I see Mech Assault and this and that, I'm not saying they couldn't make something great out of it. They probably could. But you're losing me a little bit, because I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to reach back in the past too much. Let's look forward. Let's take these guys they've got creative juices flowing. Let's see what they got. Put it on stage.
Yeah, show it all. Leave like how teams do, man. Like your team, man, the Giants.
Right.
I mean, you draft terribly, but you love your team.
I think they drafted just fine.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. That quarterback today.
That's fine. We'll find out. That's fine. When he's doing great, all of a sudden, you know
who he reminds me of? I don't know if you know that football this well enough, but the Ravens drafted a quarterback named Kyle Bowler one time.
Right.
That's who he reminds me of. Like young guy, I don't know, just it doesn't seem like he got it. But sports, yes. Hey, we got WRZ Cup. He says late but checking in during lunch break. Hey, appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, WRZ Cup.
Exactly, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support and stuff like that. He's always really active on Twitter.
I look at Daniel Jones pick up sports as more of like, I know, and you guys are all going to chuckle, but it's kind of like when Green Bay picked up Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wasn't a first pick in the first, he wasn't the very first pick. People knew that he was going to go. He wasn't going to be around for long. They saw a great arm. They saw that his legs he was a mobile quarterback, and they picked him. Crap. Okay. Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, do I think Daniel Jones is the next Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you, he's got tremendous potential. And it's one of those things where I do take the GM's word at face value. And he said that he had notice and was told point blank, if you don't take him in that spot in 6th, you're not getting him in 17th, because other teams saw potential. So he could be a bust, like you were just saying, like with the Baltimore Ravens. We've all had busts, right, where we picked quarterback. But I got news for you. He's poised. He's good at the microphone. He knows how to handle questions.
And he looks a lot like Eli Manning. Have you seen that?
I don't think so.
You've had to have seen those.
I'm trying to get away from the Eli memes. I want to get away from those. I'm trying. I'm trying to get we want our version of a Tom Brady / Aaron Rodgers. So,
Yeah, overrated quarterback.
Oh, there! I knew that wasn't
going
going to go over well with Crap.
I got
Sorry,
you.
Lady Foxfire's a sports.
Sports. And, oh, you want to get away and the cheating aspect as well. If you're the
Yes, we want to stay
Tom
completely.
Brady.
We do not want any cheating.
Yeah, well, don't go the Tom Brady route then.
No, that's right. We're going more the Aaron Rodgers route.
Yeah. Discount double checks and all that kind of stuff.
Discount double check.
Yeah, I actually love those commercials.
The early ones were great.
Hey, look, sports. Sorry, Foxy. Yeah. Hey, good Sully. Do you have any? We have any voicemails?
Yeah, we got one voicemail. It's from
Wow,
Gray.
one.
Hey, that's
awesome.
a big one though.
Yeah, please. Let's play it. Let's play it.
Okay,
Go
here we
ahead.
go.
MNC.
Yeah.
How's it going? Another week, another call. My name is Gray. I'm gonna try to be more upbeat because apparently I sound like a crapaholic here, so can't have people think that. No. Alright, let's get down to business here. This is my third call, so congratulations to me. I actually didn't forget to stop calling. Normally I do that. My first call was kind of to give Crap a little pat on the back, support him for his flip-flopping, but we all love him still. It's okay. And second call was to make sure Mooch knows that if he is not playing Borderlands 3 24/7 after it comes out, I might unfriend him in everything. Oh, pay no mind. These are alarms. I'm on a boat. It happens. Anyway, I'm not sinking. Don't worry about it then. So my call and question is for Gadang. So Gadang, what is the future for MNC? I was a big fan of the skits. I used to love Guess That Metacritic and God of War Facts. That other one that I can't remember because I'm not a real fan. The one that Crap and Mooch used to argue about random stuff. I'm a big fan of the skits. So if you can please bring those back, I would really appreciate it. I like it when the shows are more than an hour long. But if Crap does his Crappy Mondays, that's okay too. I love Crappy Mondays, Crap. Keep it up. So Gadang, what's your ideas for the future? Mooch, Crap, chime in if you want. Lots of love. See you guys later.
That was Gray.
Gray's that's a first of all great call in from Gray.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. But Crap. What do I keep saying? All of our fans that call in, he's on a boat, right? So he's on a boat and he's out there. Everyone that calls in is either on a boat. Sometimes they're hanging from a helicopter. I really think all of our fans are some sort of special like superhero. Right? I mean, they're always on something like, I just wanted to leave this quick voicemail for MNC before I save these people from a burning building.
Yeah. I mean, we got the great fans, but what do you think about what he said, man?
Well, I got news for you. Good stuff, Crap. We talked about it earlier in the show. We'll talk about it while everyone's here now. We have a bigger audience. We've got a few skits coming for, we're doing them all right now, and we'll have them for the E3. We want to actually have a great E3 show, right? So we're going to have a top 10 or 2 for our pre-show, our post-show, and then we've got a couple of other skits that we're working on that are very similar to God of War Facts, but they'll be E3-centric that me and Crap are working on, too, on the side. So we will be bringing those skits back. I think we'll start and do the kickoff for E3, Crap, and then we'll have them back regularly after that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, things are getting settled. Like a lot of people probably already know. It's not really a big secret. I'm getting married. I'll be moving. I'm not home. I'm not at my place an incredibly large amount of time anymore. So whereas before we'd be able to get together and do stuff, now it's like I've got to make a little bit more of an effort on my part to actually get together and do that. But we are working on that stuff, and we're going to have that. Like I said, E3 is going to be huge for us. We're going to be doing the giveaways, and we're going to be doing skits and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Hopefully we got some call-ins. Maybe you guys got predictions or what you want to see from Microsoft. Let us know. What is it again, Sully? What's our number?
You go onto Skype, search MC space show, and the MNC capital S and lowercase show. That's us. So I'll tweet it out more. I've been tweeting it out regularly. So. But yeah, there's some a-hole created a copy account there just to mess with us. So
All right,
That's
no
all
problem.
right. That's flattery.
Yeah.
I'll be
It is
honest with you.
flattery. That's right.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nonetheless, Crap, I'll tell you, I do think that E3 is going to be a lot of fun. I think we kind of discussed that in its extent. I mean, what was your take basically on the whole, like what's going on with, I see the April NPDs kind of came out. And I mean, we talked about it briefly on Friday. We didn't get a chance to talk yesterday about it. You know, with Nintendo having the year that they're having, you know, a lot of people were asking me, they're like, Mooch, where'd you buy Castlevania Anniversary? I believe it, I bought it on the Switch, Crap. Because
Really?
I felt like I did. And, you know, I have other friends of mine and family members that bought it on the Xbox. I kind of regret not buying it on Xbox. I'm not going to lie to you because of the achievements, etc. And I'm not even an achievement guy, but it's nice to see that gradual progression.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest with you. At the end of the day, no regrets at the very end of the day, because playing a game that I grew up playing on a Nintendo system is where it felt at home. And shout out to WRZ Cup, who said he could only listen. He also tagged us in a couple of tweets yesterday, Crap. Finally, Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch is down to $26 at Target. But you gotta go there and pick it up.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not. But my point being with all this crap is, how is it we got to a point in this very same generation, this very same show,
Yeah.
where we're talking about 14 T-flops, 12 T-flops, 11.1 T-flops, and then we're talking about something like the Switch, which has nowhere near that strength coming out now or in the future, and they're absolutely destroying console sales around the globe, I might add. They're not just doing it here.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. Hey, we're closing in on 100 likes finally. So what is this, Mooch's channel? God.
Hey, what is that? What's that supposed to be?
Yeah, people are stingy with their likes on your channel.
Yes,
so
they are. They come
hey,
later.
we got Iceman in there, Shady,
Fred's here too.
Predator.
Shout out to Predator
A lot
and all
of
the
great people.
A lot of the Predator happens to be one person that I know that is very open about it and discusses it. I want to say thank you to Pred for his service to our country, and everybody else that may be in the chat or listening later. Thank you so much on this Memorial Day. We thank you for your service, and we also take a moment to reflect all the great men and women that served our country and gave the ultimate price for our freedom. So thank you to everybody that's out there. Here it is, a holiday. We're doing a great podcast, having a lot of fun. But yeah, Crap, that was my whole take on it, was just the whole, you know, I got to be honest with you, Switch has got to be taken seriously. It has to be taken seriously.
It's a beast.
I take it very seriously at this point.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not the same thing as what Microsoft and Sony are doing, but the good news is that it doesn't have to be, you know. But I do think the Switch could run into, hey, we got Sean, we got the great Sean LeBray.
Thank you, Sean, for coming down and showing some support. Awesome to have Sean here. Great guy too. Awesome, dude. Very talented.
But yeah, I think that the Switch could face some competition when the new consoles come out next year, right? Like I think that's when the point, because if you look at the Switch owners, nobody owns just a Switch, right? You got to own like a Switch and a PS4, or a Switch and an Xbox, or you know what I mean? Like most people own Switch and something else in addition to the Switch. You know what I mean? It's a secondary console is what I'm trying to say.
It's the best. I'd like to add to that, Crap. It's the best secondary console of all time. And let me tell you something. If anyone's listening to this, it's a Nintendo fan primarily. They may take offense to that off the cuff, but let me say something to you. That is the greatest compliment, if I was in business, of all time. Because what that means is, regardless of you're an Xbox fan or a Sony fan, you're definitely a Nintendo fan, right?
Yeah.
So that what I'm saying by the secondary console, the best of that in that category, it means if you're a PlayStation fan, you own a Switch. If you're an Xbox fan, you own a Switch. And if you own both, you own a Switch. And I'll go one step further. If you don't like Sony and you don't like Microsoft, you own a Switch.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. These guys have every single corner covered. It's absolutely amazing. And shout out to Goth Witch Girl, who's here too, who, you know, I didn't know this because I've been playing and hanging out with Mel. Shout out to Oh Snap, it's Mel and Xbot 448. But they've been telling me how into Sea of Thieves Crap Goth Witch Girl is. And shout out to her, always been a great supporter of both of us. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Crap, have you gotten a chance to play?
I know. I thought maybe last night we would have got a chance to play. I think you got on late, and
I got on real late, to be honest with you. I think by the time I actually got my Xbox on, it was about 11:30 at night, and I was like, you know what, it's a little too late to actually round up the troops.
Yeah. I know. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So, but I'll tell you something. I've been playing it. I'm enjoying it, crap, but I got to say, okay, I think what me and you said a year ago is exactly what I'll say again now. Outstanding new content. I'm glad that Rare is continuing to build and make the game better. But personally, it's always going to be you know what? I want an awesome night to have a couple of beers, hang out with some buddies on Xbox Live, shoot the shit, and what the heck? We'll do a couple of missions and see where it goes, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't ever batten down the hatches. Can't cancel everything. I got to play Sea of Thieves for 7 hours. I cannot be disturbed.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of game, crap, for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a me problem. I think a lot of people agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a lot to change it, so it's not just like it was before. Remember, we could play for 5 hours and you don't really accomplish anything.
Yep.
But
that's how the game is built for me and you, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done a lot to really kind of change how that game goes. Anybody that hates on the game now probably hasn't played it, or they just don't like that multiplayer type of game, because they've actually done so much to make that game just an incredible experience, in my opinion. So, I think it's truly a fantastic game. They've done a absolutely amazing job with it. You can't say enough good things about it. I love the game. I think it's fantastic. They finally gave us the ability to, turn off the crossplay, I guess, or whatever. So, yeah.
Yes.
Very excited about that. What do you think about Sony's plans to invest and buy more studios for the PS5?
That's an interesting. Now, is that a rumor, crap, or is that?
No, they said that. They said
okay.
they're gonna invest in new studios.
Well, I wanted to clarify that up front. If that is something that they've said, it makes perfect sense, right? So it all ties into a couple of other different subjects. We can kind of blend them all into one, crap. Just how serious was that handshake and what was going on with the Azure cloud? Does that mean that Sony is also going to take PS Now to the nth degree, to the nth level?
I doubt they do PS Now day and date, to be honest with you.
I highly doubt that as well. But I guess my point, going back to your original question, is they are acquiring these other AAA, AA, probably some more AA studios to be able to keep PS Now more relevant. And maybe I'm not going to sit here and say give Game Pass a run for its money, but that'll be their version of it. And in order to do that, crap, they need more content.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I guess I'm saying to you that for me, this is a telltale sign that Sony's doing something very similar to Microsoft in acquiring studios, because first of all, let's be honest, you sit here another 2 years and allow Microsoft and probably Google in the near future to keep absorbing these other talents, whether they be big or smaller talents. There's not going to be a lot of talent out there in the development pool. So yeah. Sony's got to go out there and start rounding up a few of these folks. Myself personally, I think they'd be smart to go and grab a lot of the Japanese developers, because Microsoft can take all the trips that they want to go out there. Sony walks in the room, and I got news for you. Just out of sheer allegiance, the Japanese developers are going to go to PlayStation before they go to Xbox, no matter how friendly the services may come off that Phil's presenting. I really think that's what I would do if I was sitting at the boardroom. I would say, let Microsoft scoop up the Ninja Theories and the In Exiles. Let them scoop them up. That's fine. We're going to go grab some of the higher tier and basically some of the unknown great talent that the Japanese developers have that have cross-referenced between PlayStation and Nintendo over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening a lot too. Like
that would be a big move for them.
Oh, 100%. That would be a big move for them.
I do buy it. Is my insurance.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Sully, what's going on, Sully?
Sully!
Something going on in the background there, Sully?
Sorry, no, my daughter came out of her room. I sent her
Sully's,
back.
Send her back to her room immediately.
Get back to your room.
A sandwich.
Get back to your damn room. Shut that, get up. I'm just kidding, man.
There goes crap. Crap, here's a game you don't care about, but I do. Nioh 2 Alpha went out to certain people. The beta, like an alpha code. I know you don't care. That's fine. But I'll tell you this much. Nioh is a great game. Shame on me for not finishing it. That's a tough game. A lot of people think that Sekiro was a tough game. I personally thought Nioh was harder than Sekiro. Myself, personally. Again, that's a me problem.
Yeah.
But Nioh 2, I thought it was interesting. Not only did they release codes to certain folks, but they also are allowing people to stream it.
Yeah.
And that's interesting to a certain extent.
Scratcher too, right there. Yeah, I'm surprised they let them stream an alpha of a game like that.
Well, good thing I watched people playing it on YouTube, and the game. Listen, I got news for you. They can call it an alpha. It looks like it's.
Yeah.
It looks like it's about to launch in 10 days.
Yeah.
You know, so they can call it an alpha if they want. I'm sure it is by standards and by calendar year, but I think that it's got. But my only thing that a lot of people are saying that are big Nioh fans is that but they played it very safe. Crap. They basically did what Gears of War 4 did and said we're not going to reinvent the wheel for this. So for Nioh 2, it looks like it's going to be more of the same. So if you're a Nioh fan, good news. More Nioh's on the way.
More.
If you're a crap gamer, you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not really too much into that kind of stuff.
I'll let you pick the next topic, crap.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, what do you think about Sony PlayStation Productions, founded by Sony? They're going to adapt PlayStation games into movies and TV shows.
Yes.
I thought that was bad.
Well, again, this is what we said in the beginning of the show. We got to stop with the whole, like, Mook said this, so-and-so said something back in 2013. No, listen, times have changed, crap.
Yeah.
Okay? TV was a bad thing in 2013. But now that you've got games be plentiful, they're coming out by the plenty, okay? Let's be honest. Taking some of our beloved franchises and making them into miniseries or TV shows or a movie, I don't think is a bad idea. Look at the, and I'm going to try and say this properly because crap is going to come at me with an English test. The documentaries.
Wolfenstein?
Stein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Naturally.
Yes, Wolfenstein. Like Ben Stein.
Like Bernstein.
Well, no, Ben Stein.
I know.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe he got that wrong. But anyway.
No, I mean, that's his name.
Well, that's how he wants to say it.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
You're back and forth all the time.
It's so great.
It's Stein. It's Stein. Everybody in the chat knows it's Stein.
I'm not arguing you're not right. I'm just saying, I'm like to make a case.
That's like the people that call it Mario. Like, it's Mario.
Can't. Well, there's something we're on the same page.
Yeah. I agree, man. Like, who the hell wants to pronounce it Mario?
Right.
Doesn't even... How do you even get Mario out of that? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying, though. You can say the A in either direction. Or A.
Yeah.
So Mario. I'm saying Stein could be Steen.
I don't think it's Steen.
It depends on how you say it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it like that. I'm just.
But I mean, wait, I forgot your original question.
What did you think about the adaptation of the movies and shows?
Oh yeah, I think it's a good thing. I really do. Crap, look at the documentaries that went on for Raising Kratos. It's done very well. You know, I mean, and it brings people back. You know, people have said after they watch that, I think I'm going to play more God of War. I'm going to go back and play it again. I'll beat the Valkyries. I'll do what I got to do.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because look at this. Like, even though people wanted to hate Microsoft for it, there's certain shows that you could make from their IP that would do really well.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, Halo is one, and they are making a Halo show. Gears is one. They have other property that you could do stuff like even Perfect Dark could be like a spy show or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They have so much that they could do that. So it makes a lot of sense. Sony too. So I get why, they could have a SOCOM show or would you watch an Uncharted show? I would.
Absolutely. Anybody who's watching Indiana Jones can't turn around and tell me they wouldn't watch an Uncharted show.
Oh, sure they would, man.
Especially Sully.
Sully. I would watch it. A God of War movie would be great too, I think. God of War movie would be awesome.
Who would they get to play Kratos?
Probably the same guy that played what was it there? Guardians of the Galaxy guy.
Dave Bautista?
Yeah, Bautista.
I don't know if he could pull it off. I don't know.
He's just got to grunt and throw an axe. Boy. Axe
Loki.
goes throwing, end scene.
Yeah.
People stand up for days clapping.
Oh.
I mean, right? Well, they do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
It's nothing short of a hit already. I'll be honest with you, crap. I could direct it. And I've never directed.
Oh, well, I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I definitely don't see why not. I think that's something that
you know what's not easy, crap, is these Halo shows. I think that's hard writing. I really
Yeah.
do.
Well, yeah, sci-fi in general tends to be difficult writing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just with the with they're able to kind of accomplish and pull off is just like sci-fi is difficult. I completely get it.
Right.
You know, but still, you know, I agree. It takes a little bit of patience and time to be able to do that. For me personally, I would love to see Halo or Gears world, and it looks like we are going to see that to an extent. So I'm excited by that
When's
as well.
that show coming out, Crap?
They're just now filming it or something, so they just
Is it
cast
a
Master Chief.
miniseries? Is it a
I
show?
think it's a
Is
I
it
think it's a
movie?
mini series. I think it's a mini series. So
You know,
Yeah.
shout out to Dog of War. He says Uncharted and The Last of Us would make a great movie. The Last of Us would be absolutely stellar. We've had so many zombie post-apocalyptic shows and movies, but none that really grabbed the heartstrings, right? Look, I enjoyed World War Z with Brad Pitt, etc. Okay, but let's be honest, that was more of a zombie action flick. You know, there wasn't anybody like a main character that passed away that you're like, oh no. It was just happening so fast. You're like, oh, you didn't even get to the no.
yeah,
You know, so like my whole point is like that's why I kind of like the first 6 seasons, 7 seasons of Walking Dead.
yeah,
Because there was they pulled at some heartstrings when you lost some of the major characters from the first 3 seasons.
yeah. Well, what did you think of? I haven't even asked you this off air. Did you like the Game of Thrones ending? We don't have to get into it, but
No,
were you
we
a
don't
fan?
have to get into it, but actually, to be honest with you, listen, look, let me just put this as clear as I can for everybody. They clearly rushed this last season. Okay, it was clearly rushed. The battle against the Night King could have easily been 2 episodes. The battle at King's Landing could have easily been 2 episodes, and then the exchanging of power and how things all kind. I won't do any spoilers. The exchanging of power and how things ended up between Dany and Jon. And the Starks and the Targaryens, that could have all been another 2 episodes, or even if you want to take it, a whole nother season. So with that being said, I will say this much: they wrap things up in the quickest manner possible. I don't have a problem with any of the outcomes. My only issue was they could have made the stories longer. Everything that ended the way it ended, I was okay with. I just wish that it ended in a little bit more storytelling than, hey, you know, so-and-so's the new king. See you later. Roll credits. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You know, you can almost hear like the directors peeling out at the end of the last episode as soon as the credits rolled. You know, it was like, this guy's a king. We're going to battle. We're going to do this. We're going to see that.
They got their checks.
I was like,
got out of
what?
there.
Where are they going? It's like, there's a deal at Sizzler. Let's go. And I'm like, all right, everybody's out. So I just personally think that, you know, they could have slowed it down. They could have made more of it. There was no reason to do that. People were saying it was a money thing. Frankly, I don't buy that because I'm pretty sure, and I don't know the numbers, they're not in front of me, but I'm pretty sure HBO lost probably 1/3 of their viewers or their subscriptions after that show ended. So they would have been more than happy to have another season. Yeah. But at the end of it, just to give you that quick synopsis again, Crap, I had no issue with how they placed each character and the power that they took. I won't give any of it away, that they took, okay? But they could have made the stories longer, and it wouldn't have been diluting at all. We needed a little bit more meat on the bone for some of these big-time characters where they were in power at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and by 10 o'clock, they were wiped off the face of existence.
Yeah.
And they were just like, you know, it was just too much. Yeah, and Foxy's right. A lot of people are like, it's because the writers were hired to do the new Star Wars. But here's the thing: they took a year off to make this season. They could have very easily had a 8 to 10 episode this season, take another year off, go do Star Wars, and then come back. You know, so we waited a year. I think Game of Thrones fans would have been more than happy to wait all through 2020 to come back to 2021 and do a final season and really give this time to kind of cook. There was a lot of story, a lot of debate. So that's where I was on it, Crap.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I did hear it, and I heard some people were disappointed or whatever. That's the thing with those things. I mean, people are always going to be with the finale of something. They're always going to be one way or the other. Most people are probably going to be disappointed. Things hardly live up to, you know, where they possibly expect them to be long term or whatever. But I heard some people were really happy with it. So, you know, I really just think it kind of depends on where you stood. You get so invested. That's like with the Mass Effect series. Remember how people hated the 3rd ending?
Yes.
Right? They're like, it makes it so it doesn't even matter. I think people get so invested with these characters and things like that that they don't want to see them go a certain way.
I
But
agree.
yeah, it just kind of happens. You know what I mean? I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Call of Duty 2020, not this year's. This year's looks like it's going to be good. It's going to be Modern Warfare, right? Campaign and everything. Next year's would have been supposedly would have been Sledgehammer Games and they did World War II, right? They would have done next year's, but supposedly it's in big trouble, and now Treyarch has taken over development, and it's going to be Black Ops 5.
Can you please explain to me how is it that we're leapfrogging a year into the future, a full year into the future, and saying that the 2020 Call of Duty is having a hard time? How's the 2019 coming around?
Well, supposedly the 2019 was really good. They had Naughty Dog developers helping on, or former Naughty Dog developers doing the campaign.
Isn't it a little too early to start saying that we're gonna to start worrying about the 2020 Call of Duty?
I think so, but I think that they're trying to get a jump on it, or some people, they hear things. Remember how we heard that the Black Ops 4 was kind of in rough shape, and it kind of was. I mean, they're like, it plays like Overwatch and it kind of does, and there's no campaign because they did Blackout or whatever, but apparently, even though they're doing that, there's still going to be a campaign in next year's as well. Just whatever they were working on is now going to be switched over to a Black Ops campaign. So, they got to change a few things over, and then Treyarch is going to be heading up the Black Ops 5 stuff. I don't know. Black Ops 5 seems like, why do they keep doing the Black Ops games? Like, are those selling that well?
I don't know. I to be honest with you, I think that, like you said, the name itself is what is getting people to clamor to it.
Yeah.
I think what they have to do, and I think we're going to see it this year, maybe we'll see it next year, is they have to have that single player campaign, not be just follow Captain Stu Nuts around for 8 hours. We've got to have more to it. There's got to be more exploration. There needs to be more custom creative things that you can do with your character. Maybe not just swapping out of weapons, but adding different attachments, and not just following this game that's on rails with Michael Bay explosions. I just think we're done with that. Everyone's done with it. So that's what they're trying to do, and people were like, oh, well, it didn't really work out that great for what was it, Black Ops 4. But, in reality, their sales were there. They did all right. Maybe it underperformed as a whole, but for the most part, they got what they wanted, and that was the product they put out. Crap, it did pretty damn well for basically just being a battle royale,
Yeah, yeah.
It was battle royale and multiplayer. I mean, it is what it is. So do I think that people will clamor and embrace the single player as it returns? I say yes, you're right. But you'll also going to see a new type of single player. And that's what this needed. And I'm glad that somebody over there got their clock rung and said, hey, guess what? This is what we got to do to make the game better.
Yeah.
So I hope we see that. If it's just another 8 hours of following around Captain Stu Nuts on a railed train, I've had it.
Yeah.
That's me problem.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm looking forward to it. This year's anyway, especially next year's will remains to be seen. But
right.
Modern Warfare, I've been saying for a long time, I've been looking forward to. Even Black Ops 4, has all the specials, you jump around, all that kind of crazy crap. I'm not sure that that's exactly something that, I that I'm just dying to get into or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey, it was fun for a while, but I think that it's just something that I was ready to kind of move on to a little while ago. So. But speaking of moving on, Insomniac Games staffing up for a next PlayStation exclusive, possibly exclusives. Obviously, Spider-Man 2 is going to be a thing. What is your thoughts on that? Microsoft kicking themselves for not getting, a Sunset sequel?
Well, I absolutely. I mean, Sunset Overdrive could have been something quite special. I liked it. I'm not sitting here telling you that I absolutely loved it. It was a first early in the generation. It got the love and the support from Insomniac. I mean, they were tweeting about it and doing their little shows. They did it every week and kept things as active as possible. It was during the time where Xbox couldn't do anything right. It would have been nice to see them go back to that franchise crap and get something out of it.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't sit here and say, oh, the ship has sailed. You can always bring a game back. Maybe that'll be something that they bring back starting next generation. They'll have another, Sunset Overdrive 2 to bring in Anaconda, the year after it launches, etc. But right now, it just kind of, it seems like a lost opportunity. And Insomniac Games has proven to be not only one of the best this generation, but how they kind of crept up from where they were at the end of last generation to how they're ending this one man, I got to tell you, they really, really shined, and they're right up there with the big boys at this point. They deserve top dollar, crap.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Like, there was rumors that Sony might even be interested in purchasing them, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the case anymore.
I'm not sure about, listen, I'm not saying that Sony or Microsoft maybe haven't picked up the phone, but if you're Ted, I believe it's Ted. Is it Ted Price?
Ted Price? Yeah.
If you're Ted Price right now, think about it. You're the hottest. You're not the hottest. You're one of the hottest on the open market, right? I mean, people pick up the phone. They're like, "Hey, we want you to do this project." You know what they say? This is our asking price.
Yeah.
Why at this point, short of so many zeros that you faint looking at the number, would you want to all of a sudden become part of House Xbox or House Sony when you don't have to listen to anybody's rules but your own right now? If you're out there in California and you want to go boogie board from 7 until 9 and get into the office at 10:30, guess what? That's Insomniac's policy, and they can do whatever they want. If Microsoft says, no, you got to be here for an 8:00 meeting on Wednesdays and Fridays when the board meets, all of a sudden, you're under their thumb.
Yeah.
And you also have to do what they want you to do with your beloved IPs.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, I would say this. Again, I don't know. I'm just having a conversation. I think personally, it's safe to say that for the foreseeable future, I would see Insomniac staying as an independent and just working for Microsoft and Sony respectively, as the phone calls come in and as the price is right.
Especially if they want to own some IPs eventually, you know what I mean? Because I guess that was a problem that they had before with Sony or whatever, is that they don't actually own their IP. So, that could be a little bit troublesome if you're a studio. That was one of the bigger things there. So, with that being said, I guess this is going to be it for the show. We've done an hour and a half. Like it, share it out. We've done a pretty good show, I think.
Awesome show, guys.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good show as well, and we think the world of you guys. That's why we wanted to go ahead and get the show done today. Appreciate you guys. Sully, you did a great job, man. Really came back strong after yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sully.
Hey, Sully, do me a favor if you don't mind. Put in the chat right now so people can see it. What is the Skype address so that they can actually
I'm gonna
leave
go ahead and
a
type that out
voicemail?
right now. Yeah.
Guys, there's so many great people here. Goth Witch Girl, Lethal Papa, Doggy Dog. Good to see all you guys here. Iceman, Mojo Blues. Guys, give a call. E3's coming up. What are the things that you want to know about? What are the things you're actually questioning? We want to hear from you guys, too. So as Sully puts this into the chat right now, pick up the phone, leave a voicemail. And like I said, we have tremendous amount of giveaways we're doing in the next 2 weeks. You guys are going to really like them, too.
Yeah, what do you want to see on Microsoft stage for E3? What are you going to be excited about? What will you be disappointed about? Let us know. We want to talk to you guys. Come on.
You can't go wrong with that. You really can't, crap. So I say, check it out, guys. Check out my Twitch.tv channel, too. Why not, crap?
Yeah, Twitch. I mean, I'm a sub, so.
That's right. Crap is a sub. So
I
Sully, I think, or he's there. Everybody shows up. I commentate while I play. It's something different. What are you going to do? Check it out, guys. And great show, guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Roll that amazing outro, Sully. Thank you guys so much. Like it, share it, all that great stuff. Rack them up. Peace.
Here we go.
MNC is MNC. He gon' rack it up. Get your game on. And he gon' bag it up. Y'all know what mooch on. Mooch and crap. Mooch and crap. Mooch and crap. Mooch and crap. It's that time to get ready for the MMC show. Grab your coffee or your liquor, cause we ready to roll. They talking games, plus some gadgets, and you already know. Dial that number, leave them questions, and away they go. Be a pony or a bot, the truth be it don't matter. We just gamers talking games, not those drama queens matters. So let's talk about gaming, news, leaks, and reviews. This a fan show on whatever topic y'all choose. True Xbox fans, and y'all know we bleed green. Yet we got every console we can play, everything. Got that Forza, got that Halo, got that Fallout, got that Kratos, got that Zelda, got that Spidey, got that AC, got it Ike. Mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap, mooch and crap. We just talking about games, no drama. That's how we do. MMC stays a show just for the people. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug to be a fiend to. Gaming is the #1 hobby we all keen to. Mooch and crap, bringing gaming opinions and facts. MMC is back on the map. It's the best for show, and that's that. It's M and C. It's M and C. It's Mooch and Crap. It's Mooch and Crap. MMC is back.